and explain to her all the things that I'm going to do to her right now. And so I'm going to talk to Dasha. I'm going to tell her that she's going to have to be able to read the rainbow passage, that she's going to have to grimace for 60 seconds, that you're going to have to be able to talk, you're going to have to be able to bend over and keep your head over for 60 seconds while breathing in, that we're going to have to be able to put this hood on you, so I don't want you to get freaked out. We're going to put a hood over your head, not to be alarmed.
So if at any point in time I say I can't do the parts of the test, or I won't, or I don't want to, then I get failed before we even
get into the process, because someone might not let me put this hood over their head, in which case I can't fit them in this way, in which case they would have to fail the test and they wouldn't be able to wear a respirator. And so you got to make sure the employee knows that ultimately that they're going to be going on to need some of this testing. I got to let them know that I'm going to be using a saccharine solution, that it's non-harmful to any one person, that it's going to have a little scent to it if you smell it at all. And so you got to have a kind of a conversation prior to doing the fit testing itself. Then you got to start off with the sensitivity solution. And so what ends up happening is you got to make sure that the individual hasn't eaten or drank anything for 15 minutes, and then you got to do them with the sensitivity test, right? So the sensitivity test says this, which is
you look better already, Josh.
Right? So how do you do the sensitivity test is the individual's going to have to breathe through their mouth with their tongue sticking slightly outwards.
like a dog.
Right?
Yeah.
And so what this does is the sensitivity solution is going to test to see if they can even sense the test solution. Because if they can't smell or taste this thing when I stick it in there, then they're never going to be, how am I going to know if they ever pass a test? Because they're never going to know if they smell it or not. And so the first thing is I got to test to see if they're even susceptible to my solution. And so I have to stick the insert in here. We start giving.
Nothing, that's good.
Right? And so we have 5 pumps as a minimum. And so at the 5 pumps, we got to decide if the individual is able to taste that solution. You taste the solution?
Yeah, I'm good.
Okay. So now I got to clean her out, and I got to give her 15 minutes before I can retest her again. We're going to speed the process up a little bit. But the idea is I got to let her head clear out. I got to let in order for that to happen. So what I would do, so in the fit testing process, I would do is I'd line everyone up, and so now you get to take your break. I strap this onto the next person. We test them for the sensitivity in order to kind of keep the ball rolling as far as that goes. So then you get up to the point now where it says, all right, we know you can taste the solution, and so now we're going to end up having to do your fit test. And so at this point, they're going to have to don the mask and put it on and ensure that they are strapping it on properly. All right? Just like they were going to be wearing it. So before I can even strap them into this and doing this thing, they have to be able to pass that positive and negative pressure test, right? So you're going to be able to cover it up, blow. Beautiful. Cover up the cartridges. Any air come through?
I'm good.
Good, right? So, boom, boom. Pass, pass. So now, we get to move into the actual fit test part of this, which says, I'm going to put the hood over your head now. You put the hood over the head. You want to make sure I got to leave enough space in the front, about 6 to 7 inches off the front of their face, so we have a little room to move in there. And now, what ends up coming out is my fit test solution. All right. Now, so what ends up going on now is we're going to start the first set of tests. And the first test says stand there with your head in the sink in one position, no moving around, breathe normally. Tell me if you smell this or taste it. We do this for 60 seconds. You taste anything? All right, check, done. The next one we got to do is head stationary but deep breathing. So now for 60 seconds, I want to take deep breaths. And now I got to squeeze this in here for the next 60 seconds. You taste anything? No. All right, good, pass. Then we gotta do head turning side to side for 60 seconds. And so she gets to turn her head from side to side, and as she does that, I spray it in here. You test anything? You taste anything? Boom, pass. The next part of it, head moving up and down for 60 seconds. For the next 60 seconds, as I'm spraying in here and testing, you gotta move the head up and down to see if they're gonna be able to taste that. You taste it? All right, check, done. All right, the next one is talking. And the talking one says that you gotta be able to read from the rainbow passage. Now, she's not gonna be able to because I forgot to rip the paper off of this. Come on. There she is. All right, and so the rainbow passage is literally the rainbow passage. And so now I have to fit test them while they're reading the rainbow passage.
And the lights like the raindrop in the air, the lights like the paper and still rainbow. The rainbow is the vision of the wet light, if vinegar's the tunnel, that makes the paper odd.
Sounds like the Chipmunks.
The authorities of the legend of boiling pot of gold and whatnot. People look, and no one ever finds it. When a man looks at something on the brink, his friends say he's looking for the pot of gold and at the end of the rainbow.
That's the rainbow passage. It is what it is. You got to read the rainbow passage. Did you taste it?
No, the tunnel line.
So what the rainbow passage does is it makes you articulate your face in every possible direction because of the word usage and because of the letter usage. And so it's actually a test to make sure that every time you articulate your face when you're talking, that you're going to be sealed up. That's why they really use that particular passage. The other replacement is you make them count down from 100 backwards. So boom, they passed the rainbow test, done. The next thing they gotta do is they have to pass the grimace test. They gotta grimace their face for 15 seconds while I'm testing them. Anything?
No.
Done, boom. And then the last two they gotta be done is bending over. You gotta bend over with your head straight down for 60 seconds. I gotta squirt it in there, and you gotta tell me if you're gonna be able to taste it.
No.
Nope. Boom. And then the final piece is you want to return back to the head stationary and normal breathing. Because after all that, if that mask is still fine when you're standing there stationary, we should still have no more problems. And that's the final piece of it. How about now?
I'm good.
Boom. Done. And so that's going to be able to pass her off on completing all of the tasks to be respiratory fit tested.
Let's give Darcy a hand.
And short of that, you can use a small machine to do that.
Yes. Or you can have them purchase a machine if you're going to do it yourself. Hire someone that